Do you want to crush your fitness goals this year? Good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the blueprint to my goal setting method that allows me to chase goals without wanting to quit all the time and gives me a really high success rate. We've all set these long-term goals. The problem is most of us just can't follow through, no matter how smart we've made that goal. The first step is to define what a goal actually is. A lot of us make visionary goals. We define the outcome and what's going to happen. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, I used to do this with a lot of my clients. It can be really motivating to see what's going to happen to you and how it's going to affect the people around you. But the reason that I stopped looking ahead and creating these visionary goals is twofold, really. Number one is, by the time I get to the goals, the goalposts have always moved. Over time, I change, I adapt, and I grow, and my goals will change inevitably along with it. And the second thing is, motivation is a pretty poor predictor of success. In fact, there are probably going to be more days that I'm not motivated over the course of this journey than days that I am motivated. And so there's got to be something more important we can do than motivate ourselves. What really revolutionized my thinking when it came to goal setting was defining goals as specific actions that I can take right now and today. That way, I can measure how well I'm doing, if I've made enough of a change, and I can also measure how consistent I've been. And I'm sure you've heard how important consistency is when it comes to achieving your goals. What's also helpful about defining goals as actions is that it gives us control. You see, we are in control of the actions that we take. We're not necessarily in control of an outcome 6 months or a year from now. The catch is you can't just pick anything, right? So you need to know generally what your goal is. You can't just go into this blind because your actions need to line up with what that goal is. But it doesn't have to be any more complicated than lose fat or get stronger. It can really be that simple. As long as we're going in the right direction, we can get more specific and fill in the details just a little bit later on. Now you're ready to do something. There are 3 variables that you need to consider, and they all give you more leverage. Here's your goal stuck under a weight. The first one is, what behavior are you going to change? What activity are you going to do? The more appropriate the activity, the better it will lift this weight. This activity, whatever it is, was a good choice. And if you're asking the question, I don't know what to do, can you tell me what to do? Pick the obvious thing. And if you liked that diagram, don't forget to drop a like on this video. Thanks. As I said before, it's pretty unreasonable to expect somebody who's not exercising to get stronger if they start doing some kind of resistance training a few days a week. Now, does it matter what type of training that is? No. Calisthenics, machines, barbells, it really doesn't matter. All of them will get you in the same direction. Bonus, if you can change a behavior by removing something, that's 1, going to help, but 2, going to free up time in your day rather than give you more stuff to do in the same amount of time just to get you closer to your goal. Variable 2 is the extent to which you do the action. So the more you do something, the more effect it's going to have. If you exercise 5 days a week, it's probably going to do more than exercising 1 day a week. And variable number 3 is the duration, how long you do this for. If you do something for 4 days, it's very unlikely to have an effect. But if you stay in a calorie deficit for 90 days, it's very, very unlikely that you're not going to see a significant weight drop. And I'm hoping that whatever the action that you choose to do is, it does make it very unlikely that you will stay in the same place. I want it to be pretty obvious that that action, to the extent and duration that you choose to do it, will create some change. There are lots of ways to get to the same goal. So if there's something that you haven't tried, explore it. You might find that you enjoy one activity over the other, and that makes it a lot easier to do. And that in itself could change the outcome slightly, which is why we don't delve into it to a huge extent. If you enjoy one activity more and it's taking you in the right direction, but slightly off where your visionary goal was, you might find that your vision changes because you'd rather spend your life doing something you enjoy. Now take these steps and apply them to whatever your goal is. And worst case scenario, you really don't know what to do. It's a lot more difficult to judge your own life than to judge it someone else's from the outside. And so, using that logic, having somebody else look at your life from the outside might give you the perspective you need to make a better decision here.